I'm going to teach you guys how to do yoke walk today. I am 20 years old. I have walked with 1,020 pounds for 40 feet in about 12 seconds. In competition, I also did 950 in 8.2 seconds. Today I'm going to teach you how to do yoke. So first things first, I think one of the most important parts of a yoke is hand placement. A lot of smaller guys, they'll put their hands up here on the bar, kind of like you're squatting. For some people that can work, but for the most part, when you do that, you're not putting any tension into the yoke down here, which will cause the yoke to swing as you're walking with it, and then the front or the back can hit the ground, which can cause you to stumble, drop the yoke, and then you have to spend all that time recovering, rebracing, and picking it up again. What I like to do, I like to have my hands down low, pushing into the yoke forward and out with both hands. Doing that, you're gonna push the front end up on the lighter weights. When you get up to heavier weights, you're not gonna be pushing the front end up. You're just gonna keep tension into the yoke. But in doing that, you're gonna cause the yoke to not swing up and down, back and forth as you're walking with it. It'll just make the whole run easier doing that. For you smaller guys, it's gonna be a lot harder. You're not gonna be able to put as much into the yoke. I would still try to push out because that's still putting tension into the yoke. You're not necessarily gonna be pushing the top end up on the yoke, but you're gonna stop it from swinging as you're walking with it. Next thing would be the bar height. I like to have it how I would set up for squats. I don't like to do like a quarter squat to lift the bar up. I like to do as minimal work as possible to pick up the yoke. I'll have it a little bit lower than shoulder height. When you're going for the pick, what you want to do, set your hands down here. So your hands where you like them. Push into it. Set up for the yoke. I like to have my feet staggered just slightly, about my right foot 2 inches back to my dominant foot. You want to get directly under the yoke. You want to stand straight up with it. If you have your feet too far back, let's say you're behind the yoke, try to pick it, you're going to good morning it, and it's going to fall, and it's going to pull you forward. If you have your feet too far forward, it's going to do the opposite. It's going to pull you backwards. When you try to pick the yoke, you're going to stumble, have to re-pick it again, and waste a lot of time. So you want to play around with that first. That's the most important part. The pick and hand placement and foot position, because that's part of the pick. When you're walking with the yoke, don't hold your breath the entire time. I've seen a lot of people do that. They'll hold their breath the entire time, almost pass out pretty much at the end of the yoke run. Get a solid brace and take nice, shallow breaths the entire time on your way down. Because if you lose that brace, it's almost impossible to get that brace back with the yoke on your back. You're pretty much guaranteed to set it down. Have to re-brace, pick it up, and go again. So brace at the beginning, nice, short, small breaths all the way down. And then as you're running with the yoke, let's talk about your steps. You don't want to take big, long steps. Take big, long strides. The yoke's going to wobble side to side. Wobble side to side, hits the ground. Turns, you're going to set it down, pick it up, go again. That just seems to be the theme of improper technique. There's a saying, slow is fast. It's pretty much true. Nice, slow, short steps to build up speed, and then you can take longer strides as you get down to the end. You also don't want your feet too wide. If your feet are too wide, again, the yoke's going to fall side to side. Not good. You want to have your feet nice and narrow as you start running with it. I know there's a couple pro strongmen, like, Evan Singleton, who have their feet really wide and they stay wide the entire time. That just works for him. For the most part, you're going to want your feet a little bit narrow. That's how I like it. But for a lot of these movements, it's basically it's going to be you figuring out what works best for your body, which takes a lot of time. It took me months to perfect my yoke form. So I'm going to work up in weight. I'm going to show you guys how I do with a heavier yoke. I hope some of these pointers could have helped you, and we'll see how this goes. It's like 750-ish. See how this moves. But remember, hand placement, foot placement, directly under the bar, stand up, small steps all the way down, take bigger steps once you get up to speed, and you're good to go. So, woo. Keep that brace all the way.